This is the Redmi 14C, an entry-level smartphone from Xiaomi that is very affordable, yet comes with a lot of bold claims like having a powerful octa-core processor, 50 megapixels AI camera, massive battery, and so much more. Now, at just $90 or about 160,000 naira, can this deliver all that Redmi claims? Well, in this video, I'm going to review and share my honest opinion with you guys and see how good this device actually is. Before we jump into the main review, let's see what comes in a box of a $90 smartphone. If I'm going to be honest right here, you can get this device for as low as $70. The only reason my unit costs up to $90 is because the version that I have here comes with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. Now, these are all the available options with different configurations and how much they cost. When you open the box, you're going to see the device wrapped in plastic that carries basic highlights of what to expect from the device. Next is an envelope that carries a SIM ejector tool, some user guide, and a plastic silicone case. Moving on, we have a 33-watt fast charger that seems rather unusual to have it here. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you why later in the video. And lastly, we have a USB Type-C charging cable. I seriously don't know why most mid-range and entry-level smartphone comes with all the basic accessories in the box and the flagship ones get nothing. I don't get it. If you have anything to say about this, let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving back to the device, the color that I have here is called Sage Green, and I have to say it looks awesome. It is actually the first thing that stood out for me. You really have to see this in person to get a feel of what I'm talking about. It is made of a silicone-based eco leather that mimics the appearance and texture of real leather. So technically, the back cover is not plastic. Now, despite the type of material used here, it is polished to perfection, especially in this color. It is slim and lightweight. It has a really nice design that looks very attractive. But what I don't really like is the thick bezel at the bottom of this device. However, I actually like the rounded camera bump and how it feels really nice to hold. From a design standpoint and build quality, it has exceeded my expectations. On the right side of the device, we have the power button that incorporates a fingerprint scanner and a volume rocker keys. To the left, we have a SIM tray that can take two 4G nano SIM card and a micro SD card. At the bottom, we have a microphone, a USB Type-C charging port, and a speaker grill. Then on top of the device, we have a headphone jack. At the back of the device, we have a 50 megapixels main camera, a VGA sensor, and a flashlight. Then when you turn to the front, we have a 13 megapixel selfie camera. Okay, let's talk about the display real quick. I want to say that if you're considering a device in this price category, try and lower your expectations. The screen on this smartphone is not going to blow you away or anything like that. It's a 6.88 inches 720p IPS LCD display with a 120Hz refresh rate, and to top it off, it comes with a teardrop notch, which I think is going to be a deal breaker for some people. There is nothing too fancy or special in terms of the display specs, but you know what? That's the only way they can keep the price relatively low, and it's all about achieving the balance here. But what I can say is that the colors are pretty solid and they get the job done. This is in any way cannot be compared to an OLED display, and that's okay. I don't think you need it at this price point. The text is sharp enough for anyone to read without any issues, which again is all that you need. Now, when it comes to watching YouTube videos or consuming media content in general, just like the Spark 30C I reviewed a few days ago, it is smooth and decent. By the way, if you missed my review of the Tecno Spark 30C, you may want to go watch that video because it offers similar specifications like this phone. Links in the description. On the Redmi 14C, video playback is smooth and the slightly bigger screen actually provides a more immersive experience. You can also take it outside on a sunny day and still see what's happening on the display just fine, thanks to the peak brightness of 600 nits. Overall, the display is decent at this price point. The thing that I miss the most on this device is an IR blaster. The fact that it doesn't come with one, which is one of Redmi's most popular features, is a concern for me because that used to offer a lot of convenience for controlling your home appliances or electronics. You get what I mean? Now, speaking of convenience, the side-mounted fingerprint scanner on here is very responsive 90% of the time. Another area that I think Redmi could have done slightly better is the single firing speaker it comes with. It sounds tinny, and if I'm being honest, it is not great. I'm not saying the speaker is bad, it's just that it doesn't just offer a good listening experience. From a physical standpoint, I'll say that the Redmi 14C can deliver on all the basics that you would look for in a phone. But the part we haven't talked about yet is performance. So what about performance? Because that is an important factor to consider when choosing a smartphone. See, this phone is not all about having the fastest chip with a buttery smooth animation and having a lot of apps running in the background. No, you're not going to get that here. Remember, this costs only $90 or about 160,000 naira. So what should you expect? Well, I'll say performance is modest for day-to-day tasks, and if you're considering a phone at this price point, you shouldn't expect it to perform like a flagship or the most expensive ones. But you know what? This actually gets the job done. I'm not going to lie, performance is great for the price. First off, it is equipped with a MediaTek Helio G81 Ultra processor, which is similar to Helio G85, but this time it can push the display up to 120 Hz, which is something the G85 couldn't. My unit comes with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, which is pretty okay and should be more than enough for some people. You can also enable memory extension to help elevate the device performance ever so slightly, but I don't think you need that here because 8GB is quite sufficient. For the price, performance is very acceptable. I haven't experienced any UI freezes so far, but sometimes there are occasional hiccups with some apps not launching quickly and also navigating through the user interface. Now, when it comes to gaming performance, it is quite capable, but set your expectations low. If you plan on playing most demanding 3D games here, be ready to set the graphics settings to low. However, the reality is that it can actually handle 2D games like Subway Surfers surprisingly well. I tried Call of Duty Mobile and it played fine, but the game graphics settings were set to low and high frame rates. Now, while it may not be as smooth as most expensive device, it is still more than capable of providing a decent 2D gaming experience. If you wish to play more demanding games here, you might want to look elsewhere because this might not be the phone for you. The overall performance is still acceptable for the price. Remember, for the price. Moving on to software, the Redmi 14C comes with Android 14 with HyperOS 1.0 out of the box, and it delivers a smooth, stable and clean user experience. One of the things I noticed is the minimal Bluetooth it comes with, which is actually impressive, and you can actually remove any app that you don't want or have potential of bringing ads. And speaking of ads, throughout my usage, I haven't seen any just yet. Listen, I said just yet. Now, if for some reason you feel like 256GB of storage is not enough for you, this phone actually comes with a built-in micro SD card slot that enables you to expand the storage up to 1TB, which is awesome. Okay, now let's talk about the camera on the back of this device because that is one of Redmi's bold claims. They are saying it can produce ultra clear images. Well, in real world use, it is actually not bad. We have a 50 megapixels main sensor and a 13 megapixels front facing camera. The camera quality is decent for what it is. It captures good details and colors in well lit condition. Images are punchy with decent dynamic range and the exposure is okay. However, low light is where its strength begins to diminish. It struggles in low light situations, resulting in some grainy photos. Obviously, you don't buy this type of phone if pictures are your main concern, even though Xiaomi is trying to make you believe so. But just kindly go through the images and tell me what you think about them in the comment section below. Moving on to the front-facing camera, that is the 13 megapixels camera in front of this device, I'll say it captures good-looking daylight images with a satisfactory amount of details. The colors are punchy as well with decent dynamic range and the exposure is okay. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it is fine. For videos, Redmi 14C has the capability of shooting in 1080p, and I have to say it is okay for the price. I'm not sure anyone is going to buy this phone for any serious video recording or video work. This is not a phone you buy if video is your priority. Alright, so this is the front-facing camera of the Redmi 14C. Currently shooting in 1080p, 30 frames per second, which is actually the highest it can go. Cannot go above that. As you can see right here, it's struggling a lot with dynamic range, but it's what you expect. It's what you get when you go this low on a smartphone. But what do you guys think of the video quality and the audio quality? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, let's talk about battery life. This is one of the strong reasons why you should buy this phone. It is that good. I've been able to get through a full day of usage with ease, and that's with multiple apps running and some casual gaming. The 5160 mAh battery is definitely a worthy one. This thing has really impressed me. The battery life is awesome and it can go up to 2 days on a casual use. If you're a heavy user, it can be a little challenging, but it will still get you through a day without having to charge it up. Speaking of charging, the Redmi 14C actually comes with a 33-watt fast charger out of the box, but its smart charging engine only supports up to 18 watts charging, which is very unusual. Maybe there is something that I'm missing out, because I don't know why Xiaomi will ship a device with a higher capacity charger, but the device cannot utilize its full charging capabilities. If you think you know what it is, let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, this is one impressive device and I like it a lot. Now, in conclusion, the Redmi 14C is an interesting low-budget smartphone, even though it does not deliver on all Xiaomi's promise, but it still offers 70% of most mid-range experience at a fraction of the price. It excels in several areas, even though it has some limitations in performance, display, and camera features. However, if you're in the market for an affordable device that covers all the basics, or you're in a very tight budget, this device is definitely worth considering. It is a device I can easily recommend to anyone that wants something very cheap and good. So that is it, my review of the Redmi 14C. If you enjoyed watching this video, kindly give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Share your own opinion with me in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll talk to you in the very next one.